Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. I'm Mark.
And I'm Katie.
And today we're going to start a new segment. Hopefully it's going to be reoccurring. I've had a lot of projects that she's asked me for that I haven't really had time to complete. So rather than waiting on me anymore, she's getting antsy and she's going to want to do them herself.
So I'm going to go through and I'm going to have small segments learning every tool. And today specifically, we are going to be working on this cutting board. We're going to put, I am going to put a keyhole in the back so I can hang it on the wall. And then it'll be kind of functional storage and a little bit of art in the kitchen.
A little bit of a decoration. Yep. Our kitchen is so small that we don't have a lot of room to store things like this, but we have one open wall where if we can hang this vertically, it'll fit perfectly and look kind of cool, even though that's not how bricks are usually stacked. So that's the plan. We're going to teach her how to use the tools, and she's going to do it. She's already picked which end she wants to be up when it's hanging on the wall, and now we need to find center from left and right. So go ahead and try to find center. Now we've got 10 1/4 right now, which isn't hard math, but let's pretend it is, and we don't feel like fighting with dividing that by 2. So instead you can take and draw an angle to a more obvious distance. So now we're at 11, and if you find 11 divided by 2 is 5 1/2, you put that mark there, and that's exact center. And you can check it by going 5 1/8 and 5 1/8. So that's just a quick little tip that helps you find the center of things. So we'll take our square from the end and line it up on our mark, and now you can take and figure out which inches you want because it's starting at 0 here. So you want 3 from the end.
3 to 4.
3 to 4. So the keyhole will start at 4 and end at 3.
In order to drill the keyhole slot, I have to first drill a hole. Because I'm not super familiar with the tools, I'm not super comfortable with it yet, I'm going to drill a pilot hole, then I'll drill a larger hole that the router will sit into. And before we get into that, I need to mark the depths on the drill bits that I'm going to use. First, I'm going to measure the drilling depth of this bit. This is the bit that's going to go in the router. This is the keyhole bit. And that is about 5/8. So I'm going to drill the hole 3/4 of an inch just to give me a little bit extra room for when I put the router down. If you don't want to mess around with measurements, another option is to just put your bits next to each other and then tape off right where the top of the router bit is.
So we grabbed a scrap piece. This is actually out of that cutting board video I did the last time where I cut out the chunk with some cracks on each end. And we're drilling into the end grain to just make sure that she knows how to run the drill. And the nice thing about that brush is it'll actually sweep away your chips right when it gets to the bottom level. So you really know that you've got it done. Why don't you do one more just for the heck of it. There you go. Perfect. Did that go a little faster than you'd hoped?
Yeah.
There's a gear on the top of that thing. You can actually shift it into low speed. Now try doing it one more time. Is that a little more controllable?
That's better.
Okay. So we've set the depth of our router bit in our trim router. We took the battery out before we started because you don't want to be playing with the bits and accidentally bump the starter button. So now that's ready to go. We can put the battery in. We're going to have you practice on the scrap piece right here. Because the scrap piece is so narrow and you would have a tendency to kind of walk off either side, we did just flush it up with a scrap piece of wood in the end vise here so that now you have a little bit more of a surface to reference on. So we have the first one here.
Awesome.
Amazing. And then we have the second one here.
I could feel it veering off, and I just didn't back down.
And we didn't draw a line on it, so it's not like you had a reference mark. You were just kind of using the force.
Yeah.
What was supposed to make that go straight?
My left hand.
Okay. Perfect.
We've set up a square so that I'll be able to put the router into the hole that we've made and put it up against the edge of our square. I can't move the square, so this will be a good guide for me. And then I can just push it forward until it hits the other side of our square.
What do you think?
I think it looks good.
Okay.
I'm happy with how straight it is.
Well, how did that go?
It went really well.
There's basically a project in using little cordless drills and cordless trim routers.
Yep.
What do you think of those tools?
I don't think I've ever used a router before. I have used drills in the past. One thing that really stood out to me was the reminder that Mark gave me that we all know, and I think sometimes we just forget to remember, is basic power safety. Taking the battery out of that router before he put the bit in, and explained to me why that's important. Especially because I had some issues with the on and off switch. It's an important thing to remember.
Yeah, in some of our practices, the first round she got it turned on fine and then couldn't figure out how to turn it back off. So because she was holding it up high with one hand, I was able to come and help her out. But just something to be aware of is where your power switches are. Don't have power in your tools when you're changing sharp bits, that sort of thing. But you know, drills get a lot bigger than this, routers get a lot bigger than this, and we'll graduate to them at some point, but I think you mastered these pretty well.
Yeah, it went really well.
Good.
Super easy.
And your project turned out great, and it looks awesome on the wall.
It did.
Yes.
Yeah.
We put a little bit of mineral oil in that keyhole so that it's all, you know, finished the same as the rest of the board. It's going to stand up to living in a kitchen and getting wet once in a while.
Yep.
And we're hoping to make this a semi-regular series. We don't know what to call it yet.
We don't know. I wanted to call it something like Katie's Corner or Creating with Katie. So Mark has mocked up a logo that is my initials, KC. So we would like to stay somewhere in there. So if you have any ideas, let us know.
It's a good start on a logo, but we are looking for input. So
yes.
If anybody out there is clever and good at logo creation, she wants something she can be proud of, and right now it just looks kind of like a cattle brand, which isn't bad. But anyway, let us know what you think down in the comments. If you like this series, it's very basic. It's maybe more tool specific than project specific, but it's a beginner learning tools for the first time and applying them to a project. And I think that's a really good way for you to learn, and maybe for you guys out there to learn too.
And for me to become more comfortable in the shop. Sometimes Mark is gone hunting, and if I need something done, now I don't have to wait for him.
Right. And with our kids getting bigger, they're going to want to be out here too, so it's going to be nice to have 2 referees instead of just me.
That's true.
Well, anything else?
No.
You're obviously supporting the nice shirt. We have those for sale. There's going to be links to that. Links to the tools and stuff like that down in the description too. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.
Thanks.